Thank you for coming. After everything you've already done for Ravenlock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councillor Morvain being killed. The Ulan family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the Councillor's head. It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councillor Morvain himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions. Now that's just ridiculous. As second councillor, it's my responsibility to protect Councillor Morvain from harm. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. And I don't want it to come to that. I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Ulan's house, House Lalu, already in Ravenlock. Ravenlock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing. I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me. I need you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Ravenlock. See if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. Can't afford to make any mistakes. Traitors. The lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people. Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering. They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council. You might think it's all perfume and roses now that the mine's open. But all I see is a new security problem on our hands. Making sure those shipments of ebony make it safely from the mine to the shipping docks is my new order of the day. And with Solstheim crawling with reavers and Azora knows what else, I can't risk any attacks on Ravenlock. I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel. Most hail from House Redoran, but there are a few from other houses. Most of my contacts live leagues away from Solstheim. Sending the occasional message back and forth is all we can manage, and sometimes takes months or more to arrive. However, any information we can glean in times like this, I consider vital to House Redoran's survival. During the Oblivion Crisis, gates to the Plane of Oblivion opened all over Morrowind. The Empire pulled most of its forces out of Morrowind to deal with the gates in their own homeland, leaving us virtually defenseless. We had no standing army at the time, just uncoordinated pockets of resistance. House Redoran took charge and was slowly able to build an army. It took years, but it became a force to be reckoned with. When the Argonians invaded years later, House Redoran's army was able to prevent them from sweeping across all of Morrowind. It would be fair to say that House Redoran literally saved the Dunmer people from destruction. Don't worry. You can trust Gelbis. He's been with us for a long time.
Just remember...
I work.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips. Nothing specific, but I'm hearing rumblings of assassins living amongst us. I think they intend to target Councillor Morvain, but I can't be certain. How do you think? It's a blessing. I've got regular paying customers again. Thirsty workers at the end of the day, and more coin than I can count. Well, well, Adril's got himself a spy, does he? Azura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulins for years now. No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way. Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you. There's an Ulin ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for. What makes you think I haven't? Anytime Adril and the Redarin Guard made a move, the Ulins must have been one step ahead and didn't show up. You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up. Back in '95, Vila Ulin came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. But Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redarin Guard, and then murder Councillor Morvain when we weren't looking. He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's minds. Half the bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that? He underestimated the Redarin Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Vila tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Veleth himself. Vila Ulin was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulin ancestral tomb. When the Dunmers laid to rest, the body is burned and returned to the ashen soil. Since the ash yam is born of the very same soil, it represents rebirth and renewal, the fact that life ends and begins anew. Haven't heard anything lately, but check back with me. You never know. Come back if you're feeling thirsty. I'll set you up right.
Excuse me. I didn't realize there was anyone else here. I presume the same thing you're doing, leaving an offering for the departed. Forgive my surprise. It's just that I wouldn't expect that sort of behavior from someone who isn't Dunmer. Since there aren't any Ulins left on this island, I've taken it upon myself to leave the traditional offering in their stead. What kind of nonsense is that? I'm simply honoring a fellow departed Dunmer, and you hurl baseless accusations at me? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to meditate a bit.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do?
You brought Ravenrock back from
I
the
hope
brink,
Geldus
traveler.
proved useful.
I don't know how to thank you.
Telesu, are you sure? So Geldus's plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telesu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvain,
May I have a word with you, Counselor?
I'm going to need hard evidence to prove
Of course,
it.
Sindiri. What trouble?
I'm not kicking down
I was
anyone's
concerned
door
about
until
our
I have
food stores.
solid evidence in
Jalen can
hand.
only carry so much on
If
his
you're
journey,
wrong
and I'm
about
afraid
Telesu,
we might run out.
things would quickly go downhill
with
around
Garen
here,
and
and
see
the
if we
real
can't
culprits
increase the crop
might
production
slip away.
this season.
I can't afford for that to happen.
Sorry, Sindiri.
If you
I
have
fear we'll be
evidence
feasting on
that it
ashes
faces
in
your
the
life in
North
peril,
this year.
I would expect you to do whatever you must to keep yourself alive. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck. Villa Ulen wasn't the first Ulen to live in Ravenrock. His father, Valen Ulen, was one of the first Dunmer to settle here. Unlike his son, Villa, Valen was a good man. He contributed to the community and was quite respected. When Valen died, his family provided the funds to construct the tomb. The Ulen family being a part of House Lalu didn't matter. It's Dunmer's tradition for the ashes of the deceased to be placed in an ancestral tomb. Valen Ulen and his son's remains were both laid to rest there because that's what he'd requested. Telesu is wife to the family patriarch Vendel. They have a single child, a daughter named Miri. They arrived here 10 years ago and have been nothing but a benefit to Ravenrock ever since. They are quite wealthy, and they've been quite generous by sharing their fortune with the community.
May I
They've
have a word
contributed
with you,
coin,
Counselor?
food, supplies,
course.
even helped repair a few of the
What
buildings
troubles
in
you?
town
I
with
was
their own
concerned
hands.
about our food stores. Jalen can only carry so much on each journey.
People have
and I'm
mentioned
afraid
it's a
we
bit
might run
odd
out.
about how close in
speak
age
with
Mary
Garen and see if
appears
we
to
can't
be to her
increase the
father,
crop
but
production
that's
this season.
hardly a cause for alarm.
Sorry, Sindiri.
Just make sure you find solid
I fear
evidence.
we'll be feasting
If
on
I
ashes
accuse
a
them
bit
without
more
it,
often
I'll be the
this year.
laughing stock of the colony. Be careful. If the Severin...
Headed east? They want to give Kelmithrin a wide berth. I don't like the looks of that place one bit.
Stand aside, Outlander.
Watch it, Talisu. I think we might have a visitor.
Who's there?
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
You've brought Raven.
Did you find any evidence? Then we finally have them. All that remains now is chasing them down and bringing them to justice. Good. I'm going to send two of the best Redoran Guard we have to take them down.
May I have a word with you?
I want you to assist them any way you can.
Of course, Sinderi. What troubles you?
I was concerned about our food stores.
See that you do.
Jalen can only carry
We
so
can't
much on
afford
each
to let
journey,
these
and I'm
traitors
afraid we
slip
might
away.
run out.
I'll speak with Garen and see if we can't increase the crop
Ashfallow
production this
Citadel's
season.
been abandoned for a long time. Be ready for anything.
If you witness suspicious activity, report it to Captain Bellet immediately. If you intend to wander so...
I'm gonna push you down. Is someone there? Anybody there? You're dead! Lucky! Shit!
Where'd you go? Give it your best.
I'll send your soul as a gift.
Malak, take you.
did you come from?
What is it? This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with. Yes? If you think it'll help. Yes? Alright, let's see what you have. Anything good? What now? This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with. Oh, what is it? Do you need something? All right, let's see what you have. It'll be good to get out of the sun for a while.
Well, what happened? Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it! Then, it's finally over. What of the Redoran Guard I sent to assist you? Damn it. I was hoping to protect our people by sending them, not end up with casualties. To think that Vendel would stoop so low as to hire those fetchers. I'm glad you killed him. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Councillor Morvain will be quite pleased when he hears about this. Follow me, and I'll take you to the Councillor so you can speak to him yourself.
I'm no fan of the sun. It would be better than this.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
Excuse me, Councillor Morvain. I have some wonderful news.
Adriel, I haven't seen a smile on your face like that in a long time.
This visitor has single-handedly dealt with a threat that could have ended your life. Vendel, Telesue, and Miri Severin weren't who they appeared to be. I'm afraid they were here to avenge Villa Ulen's death.
Vendel? But he's done so much for Raven Rock. How could this be possible?
They did it to gain our confidence, Councillor. They had us all fooled. I should have been more vigilant. I'm sorry.
Don't say that. It's not your fault, old friend. And you, step forward. What you've done for me, for all of Raven Rock, goes far beyond what I would have expected from a traveler to our town. For this, you have my deepest gratitude.
Tasked me with keeping Laeral alive, which I've done without
Now,
question for over 100
I'm
years.
certain Adriel was prepared to reward you appropriately for everything you've done.
We all owe him
However,
our lives.
since a
I
bit
just
of
suddenly
coin
found
hardly
my
seems like enough,
I'm
I've
sorry,
decided
my
to
love.
provide
This
something
island
more
never felt the
substantial.
same since we left Vardenfell.
Since the Severin family, or whoever they were,
Every
turned out to be
gunman
criminals,
left a piece of
their
themselves
property
behind
is
when
now
they departed
forfeit.
our homeland.
As
All we can
counselor,
do is
I
make
hereby
the most of
award
what
you
we have.
Severin Manor, and everything contained within. You've earned your citizenship here, and I hope you'll consider staying with us as a member of our community.
I can't thank you enough for reopening the Ebony Mines. You've brought light to the darkness, my friend.
You've brought Raven Rock
The
back
mines
from
are
the
open
brink,
and the
traveler.
ebony has begun to
I
flow
don't know
because
how
of
to-
your
You
discovery.
look able to venture outside of
My
town.
eternal
Perhaps
gratitude
you
and
could help me
blessings go
recover
with you.
something.
If you've got any gripes, check in at Morvain Manor. Second Counselor...